वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशालक्य चक्षुरोन्मीलितान येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपादान्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुण सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतारुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासवादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Our obeisance and respects to Radha Govinda deities and Mangalore ISKCON, all the Prabhus and Matajis and all the devotees, and especially Namanishtadas Prabhuji, who has made this possible for all of us to have this journey. Our gratitude and welcome to all the devotees. We heard such.
Sharing the screen?
Am I okay? I need to. I think that's what I need to do. Only I am watching it like without sharing the screen. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. You have to remind me to this.
No, ma'am. Like every time you pay obedience to Radha.
Yes, I was looking. I was looking at the day. Are you able to see now?
Yes.
Okay. I was able to look at and then enjoy the bliss without realizing.
That is the sign that you are showing the
all.
slide. So that is
Yes,
the sign
yes.
that we notice. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you to remind me. Okay, so the Sankirtana made us to, literally travel to some other space. That is the power. Thank you, Prajesh Prabhu. It was beautiful. It was lovely. And the Sankirtana, when you listen, that transcendental, that feeling we have to get, and then we can get involved also. That powerful it is. And all our obeisance and regards and respects, and welcome to all the devotees also. We move on today. This is the literally negativity and positivity what we were watching, we were listening. And this is today's 16th chapter, almost that jnanam, that knowledge we had been getting. What was the chapter, Prabhu, yesterday? If you have a little bit of the gist, if you can. What did we see yesterday?
Ma'am, the chapter was like about the yoga of the Supreme Person. So it was about the banyan tree and like the illusion that a human being has when he sees anything, that is roots are upward and branches are down. So in this way it was compared to our human life, that how our senses act and how we can cut with the tool of detachment. Like it's the only way we can get.
Very good. How much we are entangled into it, how much illusions and the delusions, and then we are totally into this entanglement, and we think that is all like imperishable and permanent. And how to get disentangled is just by detachment, and detachment by doing the devotional services.
Krishna consciousness.
Yes. So we move on to the next chapter, which is 16th chapter. Almost just 3 days left, and then we would really wish that you continue with for the level 2 also. This is typical what we see today, Deva, Asura and Suras. So that is why the name itself is like the divine and demonic natures. Okay. So Daiva Asura Sampatti Bhaga Yoga. That is the title, Daiva Asura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. So chapter 15 describe the banyan tree. Yes, you are right. And this that is the tree of the material world. The modes of material nature nourish both the upper, auspicious, and divine branches of the tree, and the lower demonic branches. In the 16th chapter, Krishna first explains the divine qualities that elevate one on the tree and lead ultimately to liberation. See, if we are watching, how do we purify? We went on seeing those purification. What is that quality that which Krishna loves for and likes his own devotees to have, or the qualities that one has to have? Like we saw humility, tolerance, patience, and everything. Now it is the divine, totally on the the elevated souls, elevation. So where he can just pull you. So Krishna first explains the divine qualities that elevate one on the tree and lead ultimately to liberation. He then explains in detail the demonic qualities and the mentality which drives one lower and lower on the tree and ultimately to hell. He also explains the advantages and disadvantages of these qualities. So this is the 1 to 3 shlokas together. It's given Sri Bhagavan Vacha Abhayam Sattva Samshruddhvir Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danam Damascha Yajñascha Swadhyayayasthapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyamaka Krodhastyaga Shantirai Paishrunam Daya Bhuteshwaloluptvam Mardvam Hrirachapanam Tejachama Dhriti Shauchamadroho Nadimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Abhinyatasya Bharata. All three together, so would you like to read, Prabhu, the translation?
Yes, ma'am, I'll read.
Okay.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature.
So we will be going in detail for all this. Like when these are all those virtues, those are all divine qualities that God spoke about from in the 16th chapter, 1 to 3 shlokas. So, but we will just go in detail into this. If it is the same thing, okay. So the description here is fearlessness, that is the abhayam. Okay, so sannyas ashramam, now all four ashramams, who is going to feel what? Class of society who should cultivate this quality. It has to be with everybody, but sannyas ashramam mainly. First qualification for the sannyasi. So it is complete dependence on Krishna's mercy. They have to be alone without, like guaranteeing like, okay, what is it? Convinced that Paramatma will give all protection to the surrendered soul. That sort of a fearlessness, that is totally abhayam. Then comes purification of one's existence with this, which is sattva samshadhav. That also mainly for sannyasi to practice. They will have these divine qualities, strictly following rules and regulations, especially forbidden intimate association with women. That is example, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu punished Chota Haridas, when in the camp, in the group itself, in the satsanga. That is, if you read the story of Chota Haridas, then so they punished and they will be sent out. So then comes cultivation of knowledge, that is Jnana Yoga, Vyavasthito, Sannyasa Ashrama again. Duty of a sannyasi must cultivate and give transcendental knowledge to grahastha ashramas. Then humility, begs from door to awaken Krishna consciousness for others. In all the, the Vaishnavas, when they just do, that is where, that Dhyana Yoga comes, where that Ashtanga Yoga, in that they go as Unjavriti. It is called in southern part of India, Unjavriti, that they just go, one day, like one round, whatever they get from one place, they will just have that as a food, make it as a prasadam, and that's it. So beyond that, they will not be like the greed, and they will not go, they may go hungry, but then they will not. So charity, dhanam, grahastha ashrama have to do. That is the main. Charity given in the mode of goodness, right time, place, and person. If they need, if they want, if they deserve, then only then it should be given. And whosoever really deserves and really has the value for it, spend 50% of their income to propagate Krishna consciousness. Charity in passion and ignorance is a waste of time. It is just to show off and take lot of selfies and then put it in the Facebook and everywhere. That is just a dambam. That is just a show off. Self-control, damaha. Damaha is for all varnashramas, all the society, especially sex life should be used only for propagating Krishna conscious children. What does that mean? That is, if one gets married according to the Vedic rituals, then what happens is, then when they have the children, those children also will get into the dharma way. So the grahastha ashramas, after finishing the brahmacharya, they will have that self-control is for all the ashramas, in fact, all of them. Next comes sacrifice. See, these are all the divine qualities who has to practice, and that explanation is what is being given here. Sacrifice is the yajna. So the grahastha ashramas, lot of rituals goes on. In many of the houses, they call once in a while, do yajna, do this puja, that puja, Navagraha, Satyanarayana. Everything will go on. Okay, so requires material resources. It is especially for the grahastha. Sankirtana yajna is the best. It's the other yajna with the one, it is most expensive, but Sankirtana yajna is most inexpensive. Anyone can do, no qualifications required, and it has the highest benefit. See, for just 5 minutes, that Sankirtana, yeah, I don't know how we all felt, but then I really felt so elevated, so felt like where we were, we don't know. That is the best way. But those austerities needs to be, that should go on. Everybody has to do that. So Vedic studies, Swa Adhyayam. Swa Adhyaya is self-study. Brahmachari, student life. Recommendation for Brahmachari is a celibacy and engagement of mind in the study of Vedic literature. Not to get diverted. That is the best way of doing, like studying, reading more into those. And then austerity, tapas, all of them, especially vanaprastha. Human life and therefore Vedic culture is meant for liberation. For that, tapasya is a must. Tapasya is very, very important. One must retire after household life, approximately 50 years of age. Jadabharata just went off, leaving the kingdom, leaving everything. So, Kulashekara Alvar, and there are a lot of Alvars, they just leave, they come and they leave, and, no bondage, no nothing. They just leave. And in fact, Ramanujacharya's immediate disciple, his wife took his plate also. Kulashekara, they took the plate along with it. That was a golden plate. So he said, no, detach. We can just have it in the food, whatever is offered as a prasadam in the hand. Leave that also. So that vanaprastha is totally leaving everything and retiring. One must retire. Austerity can be of body, mind, and tongue. So refuge show bottled spiritualists who says that there is no need of austerity in life and one can go on speculating. Such philosophy attracts many followers. These Vedic rituals are not required. We can just go on. Live in Kali Yuga, being in the Grahastha Ashrama, being in the place with the family members, also one can follow the Vanaprastha ashrama. That Vanaprastha is, we don't have to go to one or jungle to do all those austerities, but that can be done without any attachment, being in the home itself. That is also the practice. Then comes simplicity, arjavam, simple and straightforward. We don't have to be always have that show of non-violence. Ahimsa is all for all the varnashramas. It is like this. Whether it is brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha and sannyasa, as well as for the people who are like, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all of them, they need to follow this. Non-violence implies not checking progressive life of any living entity. See, non-violence does not mean that you don't hurt with your hand, with like any of this. Even from your heart, from your mind, from your feeling, from your thought, that also you cannot hurt anyone. That also comes under ahimsa. Truthfulness, of course, all class of society who should cultivate this quality, not distort the truth. They cannot manipulate, especially Vedic instructions, basically misinterpreting Bhagavad Gita commentaries. Process of understanding Vedas, one must hear from the bona fide acharya. Once, that is why Bhagavad Gita, as it is, is what is being given by Prabhupada in this, as it is. We cannot manipulate. We cannot make it for possible for our own sake, and do all those speculation and add on whatever people want to, and then give those interpretations. That is absolutely not at all applicable, not at all allowed here. Freedom from anger, krodha, that's the most important thing, because we know lust, greed, anger, everything is the hell, the gateway for that hell. Even if there is provocation, one should be tolerant. Anger pollutes the whole body. Anger is the product of passion and lust. We all understand this, krodha, kama, moha. But then, somewhere the tolerance level has to increase. That can happen only by anger management. You don't have to control the anger, but then how do you manage? Once you manage, once you learn to handle, then you become totally free. So how do I manage anger? I'm very angry with the person or with the act that the person has been trying to do. Then I handle myself, because that is going to harm my body. That is, so total diversion, total getting into the devotion. You don't have to be there. Renunciation. There are a lot of ways of anger handling, anger management. Renunciation is tyaga, using things properly in Krishna's service. This we have said it many times, that how do we renounce? Tyaga, the small, is it necessary, or is this item required, or is it for luxury? All that we need to make a decision. So that is how slowly we will get detached with the material things, and we will not be hoarding and accumulating things as if it is all permanent. Tranquility, shanta, unaffected by disturbing emotions, peaceful, equipoised. Let everything happen around you. If you are unable to make any changes in that community, if you are able to do some devotional services, that's fine. Otherwise, the best thing is from within, without getting disturbed by those emotions, being very peaceful and composed. Compassion for all living entities, daya. That also we saw in Jadabharada's story. He is like, his palanquin is moving here and there, shaking here and there. Then finally he tells the king, he says, I don't want to stamp those insects and those, ants and everything that is there on the ground, because every living entity has got Atma, soul. So that sort of an compassion one has to have, being kind, being daya. That is what Arjuna had. That's why he didn't want to fight the war. That's how Bhagavad Gita began in the first chapter. Gives spiritual knowledge, prasadam, books, holy name. So these are all the ways where Bhagavan says that these are all the divine natures, and one has to practice and cultivate. So then freedom from covetousness, alaulaptvam. Alaulaptvam is having a craving for possession, greedy. So charity and renunciation will help in this, I want more, I need more, I need more. This is there, oh, I need this also, and that is beautiful, this is beautiful. So, loluptvam, aloluptvam. So, not to have that greediness. Gentleness, that is mardhavam. Friendliness to all living entities. All of us need to practice this. Modesty, hrir, do not perform abominable actions and be very modest. Steady determination. Achapalam, that is Achapalam is like, Chapala Buddhi, we say. Like Chapala Buddhi, it is Sanskrit, Malayalam, Tamil, everything the same word. Getting, becoming a little greedy in that. So we cannot have that. We need to be very, very focused and determined. No, I don't need this. I'm not. So not agitated or frustrated in his efforts, regardless of failure. Progress with patience and determination. Vigor, teja, Kshatriya has to have, but he has to have, but all of us need, whether any varnashrama have to practice this teja, able to give protection to those who need it, not force, not violent, but use violence when needed. Okay, so the surgeon cannot say, I will not do the operation because it will hurt. No, where it is required, he will. So that bhavam, that expression has to come. 20 qualities in the beginning also we saw 20, we are seeing. This is much more elevated nature, elevated, that is divine. That is Krishna likes those divine, those qualities in person. So this explanation will be just on the upper level, but for us to understand, we need to make a chart and daily at least read 2 of those divine qualities. And at the end of the day, did I practice this? That's the reason why on the first day with the first chapter, what I gave, those 7-8 questions was like, please start writing every day. You will compare which quality do I have, do I follow, or do I fall into what Krishna likes? Do I follow what in the divine qualities? So these are the things which we can check for ourselves to become purified. It is not for anyone else, but it is all for us to practice. Okay, so aversion to fault finding. Apai sunam, to call a thief is okay, but no unnecessary fault finding or correction. I think I told two of the stories. Somebody was like charity of, he was distributing the food in that village for all those who were traveling. And then there was a vulture, there was an eagle who had a snake in the mouth, and from the snake there was 2 drops of that poison fell in that food, and it was all open. So it was like doing the charity. Now, naturally, those who ate, everybody died. So that village was like, nobody was giving. Then again, after months, it started. So Yamadharmaraja and all of them said, which account the Papa will go. So it was a patience, they were all holding it. And there one traveler comes to have, and he says, oh, this village, one used to give the charity, one used to feed Annadanam, they used to go on. Who is he and where is he? I need to stay tonight and have food. So there comes a lady and who says from that village, oh, the one who killed everyone. So they're finished. That Papa Yamadharmaraj says, okay, this will go to her. That means we cannot do any fault finding. So Kuratalvar, Ramanuja's again, another devotee, disciple, what he did when Chola Maharaja wanted, there was like Shaivism, Vaishnavism, there were a lot of tussle going on in those periods. So he said, I have to take out the eyes of Ramanuja. So Kuratalvar, he went in place of Ramanuja. And his eyes were taken by that, the general. And then Ramanuja says, of course, he gets it back after the prayers by Ramanuja only. So he says, why did you allow this to happen? Why did you, disguise in my place, why did you go? He says, no, you know what? I found a fault because the tilak was there and the tilak was not right on one of the devotee. So I just thought in my mind, oh, the tilak is not in the straight line. So that may be the reason why I had to lose my eyes. So that sort of, the moral, I cannot find fault. I cannot, Bhagavat Apacharam, it is called. No, we cannot do that. So that sort of seriousness it is. Forgiveness, Kshama. Forgive minor offenses of others. When one is able to curb down his enemies, he may, under certain conditions, show forgiveness. We don't have any enemies. That is how we have to begin. Everyone is good. Everyone, as an Antaryami, Krishna is there. So no one can be an enemy. Fortitude, dhrit, mental and emotional strength when facing difficult situations. That strength we will have only when we think, when we are in Krishna consciousness. That strength will not come in vacuum. We cannot go on, any other thing except devotional service, which will give mental and emotional strength. As I said first today, IQ will have that elevation only when we have the EQ, and IQ, EQ will have that strength only when. Next comes cleanliness, shaucham. It's internal mind and heart, external body and dealing with others. So no gambling. It is all purification. It's the process of purification. So one has to cultivate all the ashramas, all those varna ashramas will have to do this. Freedom from envy, that adroho. So no, not resentful to another. Then freedom from passion for honor. Nati manita, must respect others. One should not be puffed up with unnecessary prestige and honor, but remain in one's own status. We don't have to becoming proud, where you saw that pridelessness, and this is God's. Oh, I need to have that, passion for honor. I need to be respected. I need to be called like this. So that sort of a feeling we cannot have. We have to respect everybody as they are. So the divine qualities, what we see, Grahastha Ashrama, charity, self-control, sacrifice, you are seeing there. Brahmachari, Vedic study and celibacy is most important. There, Vanaprastha is all the austerities, all the tapas. Just leave purification of one's existence, no association with women, avoidance of wealth, cultivation of knowledge. And here you're seeing Srila Prabhupada is an example, the right person here. Are you able to see? Okay, the image with that, Dambho Darpo Abhimanascha Krodha Parushyameva cha Ajnanam Japhijatasya Partha Sampadamasurim. Now we begin with the Asuri Guna. Look at this. Okay. Prabhu.
Yes.
You can read the chants. Yes.
Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demonic natures, O son of Partha.
Asura Guna. Just see, that is Dambam. It's like, arrogance. Oh, I can do everything. I'm the best. I'm the most handsome. I'm the beauty. I'm this. I'm this. I, me, mine. That sort of an arrogance. So thing has been getting the kick again and again. I don't know that. Were you able to see how the elephant was like, pushing them? You were able to see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Daivi sampadhi mokshaya nibadhaya surimata maschuchat sampadam daivi mahabhijatosi pandava.
The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demonic qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities.
Arjuna, not to get worried. So we all have to think, so we also don't have, when we have entered into this listening to Bhagavad Gita and chanting Mahamantra or listening to Sankirtana, there itself we know that, we need not worry, we will not have that bondage. So we'll have to keep purifying. That's a process. That is not in one day we can get all that, but slow process of devotional services. So these transcendental qualities are conducive for liberation, what we saw that, in the beginning. Whereas the demonic qualities that you're seeing here make for bondage, because you will get entangled more and more. That karma will make you to do all those trigunas, will make you keep doing those, and then we get into that without anything. So he says, Arjuna, don't worry, you are born with the divine qualities. You're seeing all these trigunas here, okay? And you're also seeing there are 4 types of people, or who worship Krishna. From the beginning we have been saying this. Those who are in the that distress, okay, Krishna, please come and save us, King. Then some desiring wealth and desiring more of. Then there is inquisitive people, that is very curious to know more about Krishna, more about this. And then there is Jnani, who are already. But then on here, you also say there are atheists who say, oh, we know that everything happens, nature only gives everything, and that nature doesn't have anything beyond and all. So we see them also who are totally in the different direction. Dvau bhuta sargau lokesmin daiva asura eva cha daivo vistarasha prokta asuram partha me shrunu.
O son of
Yes,
Partha, in this world there are 2 kinds of created beings. One is called divine and the other demonic. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me about of the demonic qualities.
You're seeing, how all these trigunas play this role. This image itself shows like mode of goodness. Then comes like, here again on this side, you will see that, those who are distressed, then want more wealth, then some curiosity, some jnana. These images show here. And this is, of course, mode of passion, a mode of goodness, and mode of, all 3 qualities are also in the image. It is clearly indicated. Okay. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidurasuraha na shaucham na pinacharo na satyam teshu vidyate.
Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them.
So they think this is the permanent thing, and that intoxication leads to so many faults. There they fall down. That is why they are totally falling down into this. Okay. So asatyama pratishtam te jagadahuranichwaram aparaspara sambhutam kimanyat kama haitukam.
They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust.
So he's a proud atheist, you're seeing, So he's done a lot of research, he would say, and he says, I know that there is no God. A lot of my students also write, but they also say that there is something which we don't know. So what is that something that they don't know? Yes, there is something which we do not know. But that something is God. They don't want to accept that. That is that.
Ma'am, they
The faith.
always say like a energy and something, energy kind of thing. They always brag about it.
Yeah. Yes, they cannot accept because they see the natural calamities, that fear do come somewhere like, okay, jungle fire, forest fire, and this fire, and that is beyond. Something is like, tsunami and volcano eruption or floods, and that, that storm, that brings them fear. Again, so we will see in the 18th chapter, we don't have to go and explain. Krishna is there, what is there. All this we don't have to. The atheist will, if they remain as atheist, We cannot help. We don't have to be behind them. That is very, very simple. So that the asuras qualities is one of them. Etam
And so,
drishtimavash.
Sigmund Freud was atheist.
Yes, Saloni Mataji, Sigmund Freud.
Was he atheist? Because all his theory is based on this conception, right?
Yes, well, that is the beauty. The last few of his work in research, he was totally on the lust and greed, and then it was totally on the passion that. But towards the end, there are few where he says like there is something beyond. There is something beyond. Okay, so those qualities that the personality, what he wrote, everything is depending on from the features onwards, from the childhood, what is being deprived and everything. But towards the end, there are few of his autobiography work, which I haven't read it, but then I've heard about it. There are articles where, see, everyone at one stage when they become helpless, they understand that there is something beyond the human being. All right. So, but you know what? We really don't have to. We know more than Sigmund Freud. It is Krishna who is the greatest psychiatrist, right? So that becomes, of course, the curiosity to know, were they doing all this? But many of his own followers were not ready to accept him also. Many of his work, just we study for the sake of it. Everything, we cannot just follow what he said. Yes, Mataji. Etam, would you like to read from here? Okay, Saloni Mataji, you read. Rajshekar Prabhu, thank you so much. It was
Yes,
very
ma'am.
nice. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Etam drishtim avashtabhya nashtatmanothyamauddhayah prabhavan yugra karmanah shayaya jagato hitah.
Following such conclusions, the demonic, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world.
Yes. So, the nuclear weapons, and what is where one thing which is a destroyable thing can be used for human beings' welfare, and where it can just to show the power. So they are lost in their own intelligence, their own way, and then they engage in the unbeneficial and horrible works meant to destroy the world. You're seeing here. Even this Kamsa's uncle, he went on coming, and waging wars, and all those very highly destructible weapons were used. Then Krishna shifted to Dwaraka. He almost 17, 18 times. So he knows like which is the cause of destruction for human being is not worth it. Okay, so these are all the important messages. Kamamashritya dushpuram dambhamanamadhanvitaha moha grihitva satgrahan pravartante shuchitprataha.
The demonic taking shelter of insatiable lust, pride, and false prestige, and being thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent.
Attracted by the impermanent. You're seeing, illicit relationship, gambling, intoxication, meat eating. 4 are totally forbidden. Totally forbidden if you have to be in Krishna consciousness, if you have to follow the divine, if you have to follow the purification. So these 4 are forbidden totally. Chintam apamriyeme aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashritaha kamopabhoga parama एतावदिति निश्चिताः आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः कामक्रोधपरायणाः ईहन्ते कामभोगार्थ मन्यो येनार्थसञ्चयान्.
They believe that to gratify the senses unto the end of life is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, there is no need to their anxiety. Being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires by lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification.
You would have heard many people saying, it's one life, let's enjoy. This is, we are not, they know we are not permanent. So every moment, let's enjoy. Why unnecessarily get to know what we cannot perceive? There are a lot of atheist talks around us that cannot divert us, that should not divert us. That is where we need to have a very strong foothold. We need to have a very strong faith within us. No, this is perishable, this is impermanent, this is, and he is only eternal, our soul is eternal, then we have taken this birth. So those knowledge, again and again, we need to be doing that chintanam mananam, that once we start remembering that, we will never get into all this, which is forbidden, because one leads to the other, one leads to other. So, start telling lies. It's okay to manipulate. It is okay to do this. So it's okay. No, I don't have money, so I can, take a loan, and that loan, I don't give it back. Slowly and gradually, the, leading to the animal kingdom in the next birth is like the asura guna. So, idamadhyamaya labdham imam prapsyase manoratham idamasti idamapi me bhavishyati punardanam asau maya hatashatrur anishye chaparanapi ishwaro aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi odha आढयो भिजनवानांस्मि कोऽन्योऽस्ति सदृशो मया यक्ष्ये दास्यामि मोदिष्य इत्यज्ञानविमोहिताः.
The demonic person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemy will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There are there is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance.
Actually, so much of demonic nature, what we are studying here, we are not only reading, we are actually seeing. We don't have to see this Hiranyakashipu or Kamsa or Ravana, which is being given in the image in Kali Yuga around us. Now itself, we see all of them, right? I know this person, I know that person, I am the best, I need more, I have already killed, and if I kill, I am going to have 70 virgins on the above, they're all waiting for me. Such things are around us now itself. And as youth, I understand it is so difficult for you all to keep all of them away, keep a strong faith and devotion to your mind. It is such a difficult, the chaotic and that calamity, that environment that we are all. And, for you all to face that and be away from that, it is a very difficult process, but you have come to a line where, there is some sort of an emotional strength which can flow into you. So these things, by reading, we don't have to understand. Yes, by divine qualities, we have to read, we have to start practicing. Don't you think so? I mean, this is what I feel, because we don't have to go about learning what Ravana did or Kamsa did or Hiranyakashipu did. Look at Hiranyakashipu being so demonic to his own son. Every day he was killing his son, but son being just a 5-year-old, Prahlad Maharaj, how faithful, how determined, how, focused he was. He had so much, but then he didn't hate his father. But he was not getting scared of that, that, okay, if you're going to kill, it's, so that sort of a faith. And even when people around us are demonic, has to be cultivated, and that can happen only when you get into the devotional service and holding on to this. Holding is very important. just as one go, I read Bhagavad Gita, finished, and I moved away. That will, somewhere we lose the track. So we might get diverted, or peer influence can happen, and then you move away. It's very, very dangerous signal. So we have to be there in that 24/7 in Krishna consciousness. No, he's here. He is the enjoyer. He's there inside. He's there inside him also. Okay, so that sort of a feeling. Yes.
Ma'am, I think like according to like what has been written in this, like when when the people who are not believing in that, or when who are in negative mood of nature, when they start thinking that they are the doer itself, it brings more anxiety and distress to their life, rather than thinking that someone else is doing, like someone else
Yes.
above us is making us do. So that makes us relief, and that makes us somewhat feel relieved that he's there to take care of us, and he's the one who is taking test, he's the one who is putting these challenges, so we have to face it, and he's the one who will be clearing it as well. So there is
Beautiful.
someone who is.
Yes. No, very nice, very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Actually, that's a beautiful explanation, and you can influence your own friends around you in the community, in the society, wherever you work, wherever you study. That when you put everything that he is doing, then you are not distressed. Then you don't have that anxiety. When you think that you are the doer, you are everything, you have such good friends who are in the high level, and I have done this, I've done this. And you would have also heard, people saying that I was about to get this, but then in the last minute, I didn't get. But they will never attach, if I would have had. See, Krishna says in the beginning itself, you get into this devotional service, you just believe me, then, you totally surrender. That Karpanya dosha vahada svabhas bhava. So when Arjuna says, I don't know, I'm totally into this, then Krishna says, what you have, and I will preserve that, and what is needed, what is required also will be given to you. So yes, I think you explained it very nicely. Beautiful. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so aneka chitta vibhranta moha jala moha jala samavritaha prasaktaha kama bhogeshu patanti narakeshu. Yes,
Thus,
Mother.
thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, one becomes too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and falls down into hell.
So this is like, very well explained. So you get strongly attached to slowly that entanglement takes place, so much so that everything is around that sense enjoyment. My eyes have to see what I feel enjoyed. My ears, so all those sensual organs is all put into the enjoyment, which is very, very temporary, which leads one to fall down also. Okay. This is Shishupalan. If you remember Shishupala's story, anyone knows? Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam cha shamshritaha mamat apara deheshu pradvishantobhya suyakaha.
Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demon becomes envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in his own body and in the bodies of others, and blasphemes
Blasphemous.
the real religion.
Yes, this is, when after the Kurukshetra war, this Krishna was made as a chief guest for, giving all the honor when Yudhishthira, he performed this yajna. Now, this Shishupalan was so envious, is so aunt son only. But then he went on abusing Krishna with all that. Now, 100 is, Krishna had promised his mother. I think I have told this story before. Shishupala Vadam. That is what is shown in here. So he sends the chakra. Now 100 abuses, all that false ego and strength and that pride and lust and anger, everything was there. And that too against not, he was so envious of Krishna. He didn't like Krishna. So that was, when he had promised, Krishna had promised his aunt that I will not kill till I will wait the 100. I mean, when it goes beyond that, then I will, because it was given that he only can kill him. Tanaham dvishatat kruran samsareshu naradhaman Shipamya jasramashrumana surishveva yonishu.
Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, and are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life.
Yes, where do they go? They go into the demonic species of life. They asurim yonima panna mudha janmani janmani mama prapyaiva kaunteya tato yantyadhamam gatim.
Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demonic life, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
I don't know whether you have heard this. There's a lot of yeah, iska keeda banega tu. That keeda, that insects, where they are killed and they are in the dirty water and all. So that is, we have heard people saying that, when you do all this, you will become like this. It's all given. Krishna has said that they can never raise up, they can never approach me. That's the repeated birth they are going to have because of this.
Ma'am, ma'am, when Bhishma Pitama was in the bed of arrows, so ma'am, like he was telling Krishna what sin I had done, that I am lying in the bed of arrows. So like, is it like, I don't know, I'm telling the exact story or not, but Krishna said that go to your past births and check that what you have done. So he checked last 70, I don't know, 60 births or 61 births, and he found nothing. Then Krishna said go one another birth, and he used to make a mala of that butterflies, what do you say, Titli. And Krishna said that sin that you had done, and you are getting the punishment for that sin. That's why you are lying in the bed of arrows, because you made a mala of that butterflies in your last 62nd or 63rd previous birth. I don't know.
So if we start remembering all our births, what will happen? It will be so fearful. That's why, that forgetfulness we all have. It is, see, the same thing for Dhritarashtra also. So many birds he killed, so that is how, 100 sons he lost. So why waited for so many years? So that punya to have 100 sons. So everything is counted, everything is written, Chitragupta, everything goes in, all those feelings, actions, and some of them we will see that karma palan in the evening itself or in this birth itself. Some of them it's carried on. That's why it is sanchita karma, accumulated karmas. Then it is prarabdha karma, whatever immediate, whatever you are getting it. So many of us can see what is happening with others, what is happening within us. If I think bad, if I'm going to hurt someone, even in my thoughts, that's what is very, very dangerous. Yes, Trividham Narakasyedam Dwaram Nashanamaatmanah Kama Krodhastatha Lovas Tasmadote Trayam Tyajet.
There are three gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give this up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul.
Degradation of the soul. So this I have always said, lust, anger, and greed leads, it's a hell. So you're seeing this in the image also. That's the most, I need more, I need.
Mataji, the screen sharing stopped and you are muted.
Oh, wow. Now, Etair Vimukta Kaunteya Tamodware Srinarbharaha Strirbhirnaraha Acharatyatmana Shreyastato Yati Param Gatim.
The man who has escaped these three gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs act conducive of self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination.
So beautifully explained, no? So we don't have to really worry. So the first step is acceptance of spiritual master. And we have to make sure that, one bona fide, so you're all into this. And so, like Prabhupada is from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna onwards. He's a 32nd person who has been explaining, and he's the Acharya, the son. So then study of Veda, austerity, sense control, spiritual knowledge. So this will keep lust, greed, and anger, those three gates will keep us away. Ya Shastra Vidhi Mutsrijya Varta. Shastra. Okay, sorry. Ya Shastra Vidhi Mutsrijya Vartate Kamakaratah Na sa siddhimavapnoti na sukham na param gatim.
But he who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination.
Oh, it is clearly those who are discard the spiritual injunctions in Vedic scriptures. This is what is given. This is what we can do. This is what it is prohibited. If we have all that, then without any interpretation. So if he discards everything, then he lands up into this. So, but if he agrees to all that Vedic scriptures are all for us to follow certain rules and regulations. And if we follow that, and believe and trust in that, not to have our own ways of doing things, then we are into that supreme destination is in front of us. Okay, so Krishna wanted to be a role model in this. See, otherwise, Sattasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Vyavasthitau Nyatva Shastra Vidhanoktam Karma Kartumirharhasi. He himself wanted to be, and who is this in the image? Anybody? Yes.
Ma'am, Sandipani Maharaj.
Krishna's Guru, Sandipani Maharaj. That is Krishna, Balarama, Krishna, and Sudama. They were all there as classmates there under Sandipani. Yes, Mataji.
One should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated.
See, Krishna need not have had any guru for him, but then he himself had to. He came down for us, and he was with us. He followed all the rules and regulations. He wanted to be one of the role model. He wanted everyone else to follow him. That is the reason why he's asking Arjuna, being a Kshatriya, whatever is prescribed for you, do that. Do what is for Dharma. So everyone has to follow what is being prescribed for one's Varnashrama, one's age level. What is there as a student I have to do? What is there as a son, as a daughter I have to do? That needs to be done the way it is prescribed. There is no doubt about it. We cannot go beyond, we cannot go and say that, you know what, I can be the way I want. That is not at all possible. Okay. I was just thinking there is, but lot many divine qualities if we have. This is Kapila explaining Devahuti. Maybe if I have time tomorrow, I will show that. Because again, those are all divine qualities that one should possess. 24, 20, like 44, again 20, 26, what I do. He says, what did I learn? What did I learn from earth? What did I learn from the bird? What did I learn from this snake? Everything, so beautifully. So we learn from those divine qualities we inherit from, 21 generations. We inherit according to our DNA, whatever those memories, and that is where we have taken birth, and it is a free will. We choose, everything is fine. But we have certain qualities which is prescribed, which we keep checking. And we do have a lot of divine qualities. We possess everything, but do we cultivate? Do we follow it? Excuse me. Do we really go on those lines? We need to check. Everybody is not in that line. Somewhere we fall down, bring us back. That mode of passion takes over. No, no, no. Let me come back. Let me control. Okay, any question here?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Please.
Yes, ma'am, like the qualities that are explained in this chapter, like very much related, because demonic as well as good qualities. Ma'am, we both have, we we all have those qualities according to the situation. Like it's a situation dependent quality that we adapt. So if suppose there is a negative situation, then we bring those demonic qualities. If everything is going positive, of course we are going to have those good qualities in us. So ma'am, like there is a hybrid thing. It's like we cannot define that he is a very good person and he is a very bad person. Everyone adapts. I don't know, like everyone adapts to different situation at different time. So how can we elevate ourselves to the purest of the pure, like the good and the only good?
That's a very good question. I told you in the beginning itself that being youth and in this Kali Yuga at this particular time, I understand all these demonic things. We don't have to read the scriptures, it is around us. We are seeing every day in and day out that these are all there. So, how do I elevate myself? The answer is very simple: chant, do devotional service, don't get diverted, have faith. You have an individuality, okay? You have an individual personality. You've been coming from the day one. You wanted to chant, you took the initiative. When you think those in those lines, I am doing a devotional service. What am I doing? I'm checking myself. I'm trying to find, in spite of all those negativity, I still, there was one, the counseling session was going on. As a professional counselor, we see a lot of clients. One of the clients said, and she went on saying that this is my friend, but then she is into this. She's a big time drug addict. She's big time alcoholic. She's a big time, she goes out in parties and everything. And asked the professor, do you think that I will fall into that? I don't want you to judge me that because I have, such friends. So she also explained, she said, this was a counseling, we have the session after our training with the professors. So, and that was, I can never forget. She said, I just want to help them out, to help themselves to come out of this intoxication. How difficult it is. Imagine. So being in such a negative, this thing, I elevate. That is one. Okay. I elevate. I try to help others also. That is the second part. And if they are little bit inclined towards you as a friend, then you totally bring them back to those divine qualities. That is also possible in this. That is where this sadhu satsanga, getting somebody who can advise you, Jadavarada would not have been born as the deer in the next, if someone would have said, because he had already come to that prema bhava, that the final destination of that stage of bhakti where he was totally elevated. So in today's context also such things happen. You need somebody, one person who can try to pull you out. So there was this person, one who used to always defense, always into the intoxication. So this person goes and tells his friend, look, let's go and play this match. And the next day again, okay, you feel like drinking? Come on, let's have fruits. Let's do this. So there is one thing is elevating myself, becoming more divine, getting associated. Somewhere I'm also making others to get elevated. How do I help? if you think that he can be helped. You know, that is the challenge. That is the challenge. So yes, I mean, I fully understand that. How do I elevate myself? You said, but I'm also asking you to elevate others. You can do it yourself because you are fully focused. You will not get diverted. That much faith I have in you.
Yes, ma'am.
You are, chanting. Those things show that it is possible that you can be strictly with this. Okay. And then we will not get diverted. But every day in and day out, that devotional service, as if you are pouring oil like this, without any cut, without any, no, nothing can stop. Nothing can stop if we have faith. Okay. We are determined. Nobody can stop us. It is all our free will. It is our mind, our intellect, which will be. Yes, Mataji, any question?
Ma'am, I have a second question as well.
Please, please.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in the first shloka of this chapter, you said aversion to fault finding. In that, you explained that I don't know the name of that character. What you said, he said that his tika was not up to the mark. So
Kuratalvar. So
yeah.
yes.
So, ma'am, like after you explain this, so ma'am, if something is wrong, can we not point out that it is wrong and it is meant to be right?
Okay.
Like if that's not the right way.
Okay, so there are ways of telling. So that's fine. See, we are not elevated to that Alvar level. Alvar were like totally devoted and they were into that. So I just gave an example. Once we come to the devotional service, once we surrender, Bhagavatapacharam, which means Vaishnavas totally, you cannot, when you are into this journey, you cannot find fault about others. But when you as a youth, you are working, you are into that brahmacharya ashrama, you are into this. And if your friend is doing something wrong, there is nothing wrong if you are explaining without hurting somebody. How you explain it to that person is very important. And when it is not harming anyone, if it is even harming that person, you can explain. The communication is very important. That's what Krishna has been saying, effective communication. He went as Pandava Duta. He went as a messenger because till the last he tried that communication. So there is nothing wrong. But how you say it without hurting, if I say, will it change? If I say, will it be useful? If I say, is it of any use to you and me? This is not fruitive action. This is what you want to correct somebody. Okay, there is nothing wrong if you say it.
Like,
But
ma'am,
without, see, if I even if I have to, if I have to say that you are wrong, instead of showing that you are wrong, what you're doing is wrong. If I'm able to say that, what you did this was right, I think this may be, changed. This could happen like this. So the way you speak matters a lot. Okay.
And the non-violent part that is mentioned in the 16th chapter, that non-violent, neutral, reduction in false ego, false prestige and everything. But ma'am, in the first chapter, in 36th shloka, it is explained that according to the Vedic injunctions, there are 6 kinds of aggressors: a poison giver, one who sets fire to the house, one who attacks with deadly weapons, one who plunders riches, one who occupies another's land, and one who kidnaps a wife. In these 6 cases, we can retaliate back. In these 6 cases,
yes, that is how that is what happened with poison was given to Bhima. If you remember, fire was set into their house. That Draupadi Vastraharanam happened. So that is the reason why Panchapandava, when they fought, it was okay. Krishna is asking you to fight only when such things, such adharma happens. He's not asking to be a non-violent person. Is only where it is all contextual. You said it, Rajshekhar Prabhu, in the beginning itself, that it is all contextual, where one assess the situation and do accordingly. So that non-violence here is a divine quality. That divine quality one has to possess, but where it is required, raise up to the occasion. That also he only says. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, anything? I think the questions that you ask, you are doing a thorough study also. I'm very happy. 36th shloka, 42nd, all that when you remember and say, it really, you're a great devotee. Very good. I know, I'm sure every one of you here, that is how you're coming, and in the afternoon time with a lot of, with a lot of commitments as a student, especially, I would really appreciate, admire Prajesh Prabhu, who is doing such a good service. There is some link. That's why we are all here. There is some, that elevation has to happen. That's why we are all here. Okay. I'll stop here. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, I'll stop here. Yes, Prabhu? Okay.
Hare Krishna.
So, Hare Krishna, yes. Prajesh Prabhu, you can take over. We'll say this Panchapadantra mantra and then we will. Don't leave. Join the level 2 for a detailed this thing. And the thing registration is all on. And help your friends to join too. Okay. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Shri Jana. Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasavadi Gauravatta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. I hope you're all chanting. Please start chanting at least one full beat before sleeping, wherever you have time. Get this, and this is, I have been explaining also, this is Sakshi beat that you leave and start. One full, this thing is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It takes exactly 7 to 10 minutes, not more than that. Yes, Prabhu.
Like it's in the middle finger on the right hand, we have to take it, right?
Yes, yes. This
and with
you
the
leave.
thumb
This
we
is
can
the
roll.
air falls. Yes. So when you have it in the bag, what happens is it's beautifully explained. When you have in the bag, this is in the hand. So wherever you go, even if you want to do it, while walking and all, what you can do is, I'll just show you. Is it visible? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this finger is out. Okay. And this is, it is tied like this. Okay. Now this will not fall. You are doing this. So it is
tight and it will not hang around.
Yes, it will not hang around. And this is in your hand and you can keep chanting. This finger is out, but your finger is going on. With your thumb, you are moving it. Okay. So that you don't fall asleep, you just say it little louder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So, this mantra will make you to sleep. I don't want that. Yes, that's a very interesting way. This is all taught in for us, by our Siksha Gurus. Thank you so much. Okay, Hare Krishna, please start chanting. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
See you tomorrow. Yes, thank you, Prajesh Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.